A big shout out goes to Maxxis Tires, Jensen USA, and Fox Shocks for supporting the Inside Line. Welcome, mountain bikers.
USDH Race Weekend Edition.
All right, Vital MTBers, I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend, the American hero, Aaron Gwin. Aaron, we made it through that first race, and I could see your shoulders kind of relax a little bit. How things been shaping up here?
Good, man. It seems like it's a good weekend again for the downhill and XC weekend. It's really cool just to see bikes on track finally. We've been putting a lot of work into that track, and I don't know, for me being a racer, and like this is what I love, dude. I love looking at tracks and building trails and all that.
Yeah.
And I haven't been able to really ride it with my injury, so we've been building with the team here, and the team's been crushing it on the trail builders and all that. But you like get it done, and we never opened it until basically today for practice, and I was pretty confident people would be stoked. So it was just really fun to go down the track for a practice first thing this morning and see everybody with a big smile on their face and enjoying it, and the track's running good, and it's cool, man. Like it's been a massive push for 3-4 months pretty much straight now trying to get ready for this. So now we're just kind of, still got stuff popping up, but we're pretty much just able to sit back and just enjoy the show now for the next few days.
That's awesome, man. I mean, I was uniquely positioned to see you guys kind of in and out, being your neighbor the last, 2 months or so. And yeah, definitely you guys were in and out, and stressed sometimes and having fun other times. So to see you guys smiling and having a good time is awesome. And hearing all the feedback from everybody is tremendous. Everyone is loving it, and what's next? What's happening next for you?
Right now, dude, I haven't really thought about what's next too much. We've just been so all in. I mean, all the way up to 10, 11 o'clock again last night out on the track, and then it got dark. I'm just like, there's a couple more things I want to do, and so just trying to do everything we possibly can. So yeah, man, just excited for the race this weekend, and got a lot of really fast guys here, and World Cup, hopefuls coming up. So It's cool to watch those guys, and just want everybody to have a good time and be safe. And once we get through the weekend, I think for us and the whole trail crew and the staff and everything, like we got the new bike shop basically opened, about a week ago, just in time for the Enduro.
It's awesome. And
like kind of all the new infrastructure is working pretty good, so we'll probably make a couple little tweaks, and then we're just really excited to start building trails, man. Like, we've been here for 3-4 months now, and we did some work on the downhill track and the cross-country tracks and some good maintenance on the Enduro tracks for this race, but really, like, we just can't wait to start building new trails and not parking lots.
I mean, isn't it like basically you have a new whole other section of mountain? For people that don't know, like, they're built, if you're looking at Windrock, they're basically going right of the old park. So is all that stuff like fair game? Like you guys can just go rip?
Yeah. So how it's worked in the past is there's kind of like the main bike park, which is what, for me, the bike park is kind of everything that's like easily accessible from the shuttle drop off. And then you sort of have this backcountry zone where like our enduro trails are that drop off the top of the mountain. They cross what we call the 3/4 road, which is the road at 3/4. And that's kind of what we run our enduros on. So, but you have to pedal over to them. It's not if you pedal at the top, it's a little bit of a pedal, but 3/4 road's pretty close to the shuttle drop, and you can access a lot of those trails sort of halfway down. So that's kind of like our backcountry. So now with the extra whatever, we just doubled the size from 540 to like 1,100 acres or something like that.
Oh, wow.
So the plan is to move the shuttle drop off here probably in the next year. We really want to dial in some new trails kind of where they are existing and update some stuff and work on the overall master plan. So when we do move the shuttle drop off up to the 3/4 road, then the bike park will basically like include all those current backcountry trails and that whole zone, so we can build into that zone, which is like some awesome terrain. And then the new sort of 500 acres-ish will probably become kind of the new backcountry enduro zone. And I want to build some stuff that's like got some pedal up stuff. It's over where the cross-country course is, and we want to build more around there and kind of invest in the XC racing. And I really want to kind of support some of the high school race leagues and some of that stuff coming up. And kind of create some just options, if you don't get off work till 5 and the park's closed in the summer, but you want to come ride till 9 or whatever, you can just roll up and paddle your e-bike or whatever and ride trails at the bottom. So lots of plans, but one step at a time.
Cool, man. Yeah, I had no idea any of that. That's all awesome stuff. Well, I don't want to keep you. I know you're a busy man, but just thank you for doing this interview, and thanks for just sticking with it, dude. You made an awesome park, and we're all stoked and we still love it.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you, everybody, for the support. It's been very encouraging, the feedback this weekend, and just so many people helped us to bring this together. Dude, it's been like hundreds, literally, it feels like. So just thanks to everybody for the support, and we're super excited to kind of be doing this and into the future.
Yep, we're part of the best community in the world, I think.
Yeah, boy.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
Thanks.
Vital MT Beers. I'm here with Luca Shaw, and I don't know what you've been up to at all. So please, how was your off season, man?
Yeah, it's been good. Been pretty busy. I was home for a good bit in January, but for the last month I've been in Europe, back in France with the team, riding and testing a bunch of stuff. So
Nice.
I'm happy to finally be home and just in time for this race. So
Cool.
Home for the next month or so. Gonna do some racing and keep the training and riding and everything going for the first race. So it's coming up quick.
Nice. And still comfy on the bike and all that. Liking the team. And
Yeah, for sure. Really, really stoked. Yeah.
Good.
Got a new bike that we're testing and a bunch of kind of new parts and stuff. So yeah, it's exciting times. And got a new mechanic gym this year. So yeah,
So cool.
Lots of kind of fresh things. So yeah, really, really stoked with the team, and everyone's great. So
Great.
couldn't be more happy.
Awesome. Now, what do you think? I mean, of Windrock now? What do you think of the track and the new setup and all that stuff?
Oh, it looks amazing. Yeah, it's crazy. I actually haven't been here since the National last year.
Right.
So it's been a while. Definitely stoked to start coming back a lot this whole next month while I'm home. But the new shop is super cool.
Yeah.
The whole I feel like it's kind of the bike park is sort of more on its own now, away from all the other stuff out here. So
Absolutely.
it's really cool. And the trails are, I've only ridden the racetrack, but it's running really good. And
What'd you think of it? As far just walking it as a photographer, it looks way different than in previous years. Does it feel that way?
Yeah, it feels a lot different. Just the changes that they did make, it's kind of enough to make it feel like a whole new track. And it's also really crazy to ride here when it's so dry.
Oh yeah.
And especially with all the people on it, so it's getting really bedded in and got some actual proper dust, which is pretty unique for here.
Yeah.
And
especially this time of year.
Totally.
know?
So yeah, it's a blast so far. Super happy to be here.
Sick. Well, we'll be keeping an eye out on you, and good luck out there, buddy.
Thank you. Thanks, Jack.
Thank you. Vital MT Beers, I have the pleasure of speaking with one of my favorite people, Frida Ronning. Frida, this is your neck of the woods.
It is.
So there's been some changes. What do you think? You liking what you see, or?
Yeah, it's good. Last year, track was similar, but there's some really good changes this year. Last year, I felt like it was really fast and a bit scary. You were just going so fast.
Yeah.
Well, this year they slowed down some sections, and then a few of those sections that were really scary, they made a different route. So
Yeah.
it's pretty good. That one new bit before you go under the Talladega Bridge towards the bottom is pretty sick.
Yeah, that is
Happy with that. So yeah, it's good, I think.
good. And now there's a new bike in the stable
Yep.
for you. You're still on the Union. How's that Trek feeling?
It's
Can
honestly,
I say that?
yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's honestly really good. It's very different than we were on the setting cruise last year.
Yeah.
So it took me a minute to get used to, but now I'm loving it. We have all new setup pretty much from last year, so
Yeah.
a little bit of work to get there, but now it's so good. We've been working pretty good with the SRAM guys, and
Yeah.
Trek's been super helpful, and we've put in some testing laps, and I'm super happy with it. I think the bike is really fast, and I think it'll be really good this year.
Nice. So where are you at? Where is Frida Ronning at in life now? Are you a doctor yet, or are we close? Is going to 9 to 5 and being a professional downhill racer still working? How are we doing?
I'm still staying in the PhD program. I'm getting close to graduating, which is a bit scary because I don't really know what to do after that. But I'm hoping maybe I can have a good summer and then try to figure something out. Yeah. I ideally want to keep racing, and I feel like I had a bit of a rough last 2 years, and I'm finally starting to feel like very excited to ride again. Like I was very scared last year, and now I'm finally just stoked to ride. So hopefully that will be good. Like I'm excited to go to the races. So
yeah, that's awesome.
Kind of do summer and then see. But I'm supposed to graduate in December, so we'll see what next year brings.
Okay, well, thank you very much, and I'll be back in December to take your graduation photos.
That will be awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Frida. We're here at Windrock for the Tennessee Nationals, and I got Shawn Leader with me. Shawn is a former owner of the park. He now surprised quite a few of us with what he's got going on. I'm in a race pit right now with some steel bikes. Are they?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shawn, tell me what you got going on, buddy.
Yeah, it's been really exciting to step away from running this race and step away from the park, and had an opportunity to start making some downhill bikes, and it's been nice to come back to the races and support a couple athletes. We're producing all steel downhill bikes. Wow. I've got 3 prototypes here and 3 kids racing them, and so far it's going really good.
Now, are all 3 kids using different variations of it, or any carbon copies, or are they all different?
Yeah, they're all different. So I chose a 15-16 junior, a 17-18 junior, and then 1 elite rider. Okay. And they're all very different sizes.
Yeah.
So we have an extra small for our youngest kid, Bryson Presson, and then we have kind of a medium-sized one for Charlie Gwin, and then Jack Peterson's riding like a large that I would ride as well.
Okay. Sick. So, I mean, what's the plan? Do you want to see these things on World Cups? Do you want them in bike shops? Do you want both? What's the end result? Or are we taking it a day at a time?
Taking it a day at a time, for sure. I mean, for now, it was just something I really wanted to do for myself, and I got a lot of other projects going on between trail building and building other parks and shuttle trucks and trailers. So it really was just something that I wanted to do for myself, and I felt like the best way to test them was to get 3 really good athletes to ride them.
Yeah.
And I've been putting a lot of time in on them myself. But
how many years? Because I kind of remember you tinkering with bikes with Isaac back in the day, maybe 4 or 5 years ago or something. Has this been an ongoing thing with you?
He kind of branched off on that on his own, but that was totally his thing, but I have been in steel manufacturing my whole life. My family was involved in steel manufacturing, and
that's right.
And even when Nico started his project, he asked if we could machine some of the parts for him, and it just didn't make sense for us to do it versus having the parts made overseas. Yep. Totally. But I've always been wanting to do it. It was just finding the right time, and now that I'm not running the park and the race, it's just a little bit of time is freed up for me to explore new projects.
Good, man. Well, it's awesome to see, and it totally caught me by surprise, but I was so stoked when I saw it. I guess the only other question I wanted to ask was how is it not having to worry about this place anymore?
It's been amazing, man. Yeah, it's been amazing. It's so cool to watch though. I had a vision, kind of a 5-year plan. And when Aaron came to me, I gave him my 5-year plan. I said, these are all the things I wanted to do. And I stepped away. I hadn't been here for a couple of months, and I came back, and he's so far into my 5-year plan, and it looks so much better than I ever could imagine. So I'm really excited for him and his whole crew, and I'm just glad that this place is going to only get better.
Yeah. Well, you've set the bar, and I know all of us appreciate the heck out of you, man. And I just said thanks to Joey, but I want to thank you too, because without you, I don't think that this place would be what it is. And yeah, I think that's pretty much coming from all of us. So thank you, Shawn.
Thanks, man. Yeah,
and
really appreciate it.
Yeah, can't wait. Everybody, tell them where to follow, where to...
Yeah, find us online, Southern Gravity. That's like one account where I post all my trail building and bike building and shuttle trucks and trailers, or you can find my personal account, Sean Leader.
Okay, roger that. You heard it here, folks. Thank you, Sean. Folks, I'm here with someone not too many U.S. people I think would know, but is actually a big person who supports everything that we do behind the scenes and gives all of his time and energy to what we do here, and we also do it down in South America. I have Alvaro Castillo with me. Or no, is it Central America?
It's fine, both.
Yeah, it's right. Alvaro, thank you for being here. Can you tell the folks what you do?
Hey everyone, my name is Alvaro Castillo. I am from Costa Rica. My journey in downhill started pretty early. Racing is pretty much just everybody else. And little by little, I just got involved in bringing the sport to my country.
Yeah.
And like developing downhill races at a more professional level. Mm-hmm. So I really love that. Like, you know, I really love the project management. I really love the organization.
Yeah.
And I started organizing races and like kind of organizing the community there.
Yeah.
And fast forward to today, I fly a lot to the U.S. and other countries to manage the downhill races. So,
yeah. Which ones do you do?
I started with Downhill Southeast thanks to my friendship with Nico. Nico's been super good in my career, just a lovely person.
Yes.
And at this point now, I'm here at the Tennessee National. This will be the third year doing that as well.
Right.
And I'm going to do also the National Series.
The Monster National?
The Monster Energy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sweet, man. So just in the last few years, what would you say sticks out the most as far as our scene here in the U.S., especially on the East Coast?
Well, I've noticed just in the last 4 years, like huge improvement in the tracks.
Yeah.
You know, like I can see how bike parks are putting a lot of investment in the tracks and just like really trying to get those tracks to World Cup levels.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's why now we have a bunch of fast Americans making it to the top step. That's what I would like to point out.
Yeah.
And the races also, like timing systems are so dialed in the US now.
Yeah.
Awards, sponsors, like all that's super important for the community to make it work.
Now, do you when you work here, are you watching everything? Because your race, I know, goes off pretty, and if folks at home don't know, it's the Costa Rica Open. I know it goes off flawlessly, so you must be watching these guys and stuff, or how does that work? Do you take anything that you learn here and bring it home, or do you try to do your own thing and bring it here?
Yeah, at first I really thought that I was coming to the U.S. to learn, and that's actually super true. I've learned so much, you know. A lot of what we do here, I do it back at home.
Yeah.
But race after race, I also thought that I had stuff to input here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. So I've learned a lot of like trail design to build professional courses. Dividing the groups on different time slots to make everything dialed, marched, like
way easier.
Everything that has a downhill race, that involves making a downhill race, I've been bringing it home.
Yeah.
And also giving input. And like these guys are so humble. Like, you know, Aaron will like listen to me, Nico will listen to me. And at this point, it's good. Like when we mark up a course, we take decisions together, and I feel good about that. It's good.
Yeah, no, they trust you for sure.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, well, I don't want to keep it because I know you got to get back to work, but I did want to thank you on the behalf of the downhill community here. I know we all love you and we all care about you, and we super appreciate you coming out here. And if anybody, where can they find you, Alvaro, if they want to find you?
Oh, just hit me an email.
What's your Instagram?
Yeah, my Instagram will be Alvaro Castillo. That's it. Super easy.
Boom.
And I'm here to help you guys. And thanks. Like the U.S. races have a huge place in my heart. Like, you know, I feel part of this. Like it's funny. When I open up a race course, when I'm the A runner, everybody's screaming at me on track.
Yeah.
And that's like, you know, the other day that I did it was just like, even like overwhelming a little bit, you know. So thanks guys, thanks for the support, and we'll catch up later.
Yeah, we'll see you soon. Thank you, Alvaro.
Thank you, Jack.
Vital MT Beers, I'm here with another person you might not know, but that tremendously affects our community. I'm here with Rachel Kelleher, and Rachel, why don't you tell me actually what do you do, like say this weekend, what are you up to? What are you doing?
Yeah, hey, this weekend I am directing the event.
Nice.
So, yeah.
So what does that entail?
Ooh, what does it entail?
Or what does it not entail?
Yeah. So, I mean, really my focus in directing this event was to really cultivate an incredible crew of humans to come together and, you know, really just have a good time and have a good race. And so, yeah, it starts, you know, about as soon as the last one wrapped up, I started working on this one. And so it's, you know, getting the dates in alignment, coordinating with UCI and coordinating with USA Cycling. I've been kind of working on developing relationships with the USAC officials to just really kind of build that connection and community and kind of really bridge that gap between, you know, the racers, the directors of the events, and sort of the officiating bodies. So I definitely focus heavily on connecting there.
Good.
And then, you know, obviously we've got, you know, a huge community of people in the Southeast that come together. I mean, not even just the Southeast, like, for example, Alvaro from Costa Rica coming to manage the downhill track. So it's like, it's just a small community of people that come together to, you know, really run a successful event like this. And I'm just so stoked to have so much support. And so there's a lot that goes into it, but I won't bore you with all the details. But cultivating that community is, I think, the biggest piece there.
And to speak to that cultivation, I mean, I've been coming down here since 2017, I think, and you have been here through the whole thing and probably before that. Like, how has this thing gone for you? Like, how long have you been coming here? Like,
yeah, totally. So it's funny you mentioned that. Like, back in 2017, I was actually racing as an elite female, and so this place like really drew me in back when Sean Leader and Nico were working hard to kind of get this space open, and it was like kind of the new mountain that was just so steep and raw and technical, and so there was just a lot of those pieces of the terrain and the culture and community that both Sean and Nico kind of created around this space that really attracted me to this area. And it was like right after college, I was like, all right, a lot of my move to North Carolina from Virginia was motivated to be in close proximity to this downhill park because it was kind of the only one besides Snowshoe at the time. And so it was like, oh wow, the people here, the community, the culture, the vibe is just so good. And so you know, that kind of led me to making some connections, and then Sean kind of roped me in. And my first year was the Snow NATO. So that was my first year, like jumping from like being a racer to then being involved in the race directly. And so I kind of jumped right in.
Way to go, right into the fire. Oh wow, the snow. But, So it's you know, from, let's say, even a month ago, a lot has changed. What do you think?
Yeah, so I mean, I think, you know, it goes without saying that you can't really talk about Windrock Bike Park or the Tennessee National without, you know, giving a tremendous amount of, you know, appreciation and gratitude for the legacy that Sean Leader has created here, and just the foundation that he's laid, you know, literally on the soil, and the whole trail crew, Damon Sadivi and Jake Kahn doing a whole lot of work, and everyone who came before, Jack Gress. And there's just been so many people who have helped out, you know, throughout the years. And, you know, my involvement just in the last couple years, I can only speak, you know, directly as far as that goes. But, you know, definitely couldn't be here without the boys. And, just stoked to see the support. And so, you know, with that foundation that, you know, he's laid, and the community that has been created around this space with the racers and the community just generally in downhill in the Southeast, it's like, you know, there's just an incredible foundation to build upon, right?
Oh,
and
absolutely.
So it's so cool to see someone like Gwin kind of come in and just really have the resources to be able to develop this place to, infinity and beyond,
exactly.
if you will. So it's like, it's really cool because I think he's really thirsty to offer, more races and more opportunity. And so it's like, I know Sean, his vision for, this place and offering the Tennessee National and such was always like, let's just develop opportunity, develop recreation in the Southeast and like provide opportunity to racers. And he always embedded that within me. And so it's like cool to kind of be a part of this and continue to be involved and really help to kind of push it in that direction as well. So
awesome. If you, a little out of left field, but if you had to take a guess, do you think a World Cup would come to Windrock?
Ooh. I mean, that's a great guess. I mean, I would only hope that that's, kind of the ultimate goal or end destination, right? It's like, what are we working for every year? We've been pushing to get a higher offering, as far as we've gone from a C3 event to a C2 event. Now this year we've pushed to get the C1 event and, a lot of work kind of goes into that to really like prove that you have the platform and the people there to support that level of race. And so, I mean, I think fingers crossed, like that'd be so cool to see.
And it's, if people don't know, like the area, Snowshoe is a little bit desolate as far as what's around the mountain. And definitely here we have tons of grocery stores, tons of hotels, motels, and I mean, I can see it happening.
Absolutely. So, it's super exciting. And I mean, I would imagine like Aaron's probably really would be stoked to offer that. And like, what a cool position to be in, going from like directly involved in racing, his whole career, and then to be like, operating, such a big thing, to just kind of dive right in and kind of take it to the next level. It's just going to be really cool to see what happens.
It's going to be great. Well, I don't want to take up any more of your time, but I did want to thank you on behalf of all of us, because we all love you and we all thank you for doing all your hard work in the behind the scenes. And I just wanted people to know who you are and hear your voice. And just thank you, Rachel.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Jackie. We really appreciate it. Yeah.
Awesome. I'm here with Seth Sherlock. Seth is now on Crestline, and I want to know how those things ride. Seth?
So far, so good. I mean, it's a big change coming from the Intense.
Yeah.
And I've ridden Intense bikes literally since I was like 9 years old. I haven't been on a single different bike.
Yeah.
So it's a big switch going to a different brand. But I'm getting along with it really well, getting the suspension set up, and really enjoying it.
So has it been, like, how has that transition been? Like, going from, that just being, I mean, I guess the bikes were changing while you were on them.
Absolutely,
at Intense. But as far as like sticking with Aaron and running the program, how's that all been?
I mean, the program hasn't really changed that much. It's kind of the same behind the scenes as it was before, just with a different name and a different bike.
Got it.
But luckily on Intense, I got pretty used to trying different bikes out, because we kind of had a different one every year while I was on it.
Right.
So I kind of had some good practice for it there.
Cool.
And getting on this one, I mean, the whole turning feel of it was different.
Yeah.
All the suspension setup and kinematics were different. So at first it was like, it took a few laps to get figured out. But changed the suspension a lot, changed the cockpit a lot, changed the reach around a bit.
Okay.
And now we're getting somewhere good. So feeling solid this weekend.
Good. that was my next question. The track, what do you think?
Oh, it's unreal.
Yeah.
Aaron nailed it. It's cool how he managed to make it like all the lines are difficult, kind of like a World Cup where there's like several line options and none of them are really that desirable. So it makes it a little harder than just like a straightforward track like it kind of used to be.
Right. Yeah.
So it's really good. It's very World Cup like.
Good. Is this speed and everything? Is there? Do you think it'll be a sub 2 minute or?
I don't think sub 2 minute. Probably like 2:20 or 30. I'd think.
Okay.
Around there. I mean, I didn't have a GoPro on, so I don't know what my times are looking like right now.
But
it's pretty high speed. It's nice. It's like a little slower than before, so the consequences are a bit lower.
Okay.
But it's equally hard, if not harder, than the track used to be.
Right,
so,
if you're pushing.
So it's kind of the best of both worlds there.
Yeah, got it. So what's next for Seth? What are you up to?
Well, I'm here until Wednesday, going to do a bit of testing early next week.
Okay.
Head home on Wednesday, and my next race is going to be the Northwest Cup in Port Angeles.
Okay, all right.
And then on to Fort William in Poland.
So yeah, that's going to be a trip.
You're starting to ramp up.
Dude, yep.
Exciting stuff.
We are here, and yeah. All right, man.
Yeah, good times.
Good luck this weekend.
Appreciate it, man. Stoked for it.
Thank you, Seth. Folks, I'm here with a female downhill legend of the East Coast, Rachel Pageau. Rachel, what your program has changed this year pretty significantly. Can you tell me what the new program is?
I'm still a full privateer, but it's kind of different than the years past where I have a decent new financial sponsor. So I have a decent budget, but a bit less of a tight program for frames and stuff. So I got to pick out the frame I thought would suit me the best, and I went with the V10.
Nice.
And I'm really fired up on how it's riding, and I kept all my component sponsors, so the rig is pretty dialed.
Good. Have you been up, and what do you think of the new track?
I think it's sick. A lot of changes. So, like, I'm not gonna lie, it's the first big race of the season, so I was a little nervous this morning. I think everybody was, like, kind of a little antsy to ride, but it's actually so fun, and I did a bunch of laps with Abby, so we're really having a good time this morning. It's really sick.
So, overall, you think the changes, new park, new stuff, they're hitting it on the head?
Yeah, so far so good. There's a lot of changes, even the shuttle and the new shop and all that, but yeah, so far so good. It's a good time out.
Cool. I pulled you aside because I wanted to ask you about if you were willing to talk about your other sponsor.
Yeah, for sure.
And what is that?
The OnlyFans sponsor, yeah. It's pretty sick that they're supporting a lot of athletes in the most extreme sports type stuff, and it's really cool to have an outside of the industry sponsor, especially this year because everybody knows if you're in the industry that it's been really tough. Keeping sponsors or getting new sponsors, especially when it comes to budget, and if you're not on a big team and you don't have like a team supporting you and paying for your travels, it's insanely difficult to make it to the races. But even once you've made it to the race, it's insanely difficult as a privateer to just keep your equipment dialed and just stay focused on racing. So it is a huge difference, and I'm really thankful.
Can you maybe make it, like, kind of explain that? Yes, it's OnlyFans, and when you hear that name, you may think one thing, but it's what you're doing is not that?
Yeah, OnlyFans is a platform similar to Instagram. What people decide to do on it now is up to them.
Yeah.
Similar with Instagram, like you'll see a lot of variety of stuff on Instagram. It's kind of similar out there. I'm posting behind the scenes of my training, my racing and stuff, so... I don't think it's got a reputation, but I think it's just a platform.
Yeah, I think it's unfortunate that it has that, and the sport kind of I think it's opened up now, but at one time frowned on it because it does open up a huge support for you guys, like money that you would never get anywhere else.
I couldn't have declined the offer because it really just made my racing life so much easier this year. Like I got to pick the best frame for me, and I get to go to the races and actually focus on racing rather than when I get home, how am I going to pay this credit card? Like, it's a big difference. And I'm stoked they're supporting a bunch of athletes. And honestly, I was fairly nervous about the announcement and how it would be perceived, but it's been really good. Like, there's a handful of people that will comment, but honestly, like, especially all the people I knew were going to support me. But even throughout Instagram and all that, it's been really good, and people are supportive. So I'm really stoked on that.
Well, that's awesome, and I'm glad that response is happening for you, because it really, all it is just giving you an opportunity, and it probably could give a few more riders opportunities. So just know that, I guess, folks. And super stoked you're here, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Vital MTBers, I'm here with none other than Jorge Gomes. George is the team manager for Transition Factory Racing. George, what do you think so far pulling up to the new Windrock?
Dude, loving the new building, and I gotta tell you, this track is possibly the best track I've ever walked and been on in America to date.
Really?
And I gotta tell you, I've been on pretty much every single track in the United States, outside of possibly some West Coast stuff. But dude, on the East, this is by far the best track ever ever I put foot on.
So well done, Aaron.
Yeah, well done, Aaron.
And trail crew, of course.
Yeah, Aaron's seen me up top and possibly the first 100 feet, and he was like, gotta be something when I see you puzzling out here already this early in the morning in the first corner. So yeah, he did a good job, man.
Cool,
crew
man.
Kicked ass.
That's awesome. As far as team goes, we're looking a little different this year. Want to give me the rundown?
Yeah, so this year we only have 2 ladies riding with us. That's Valentina Roa Sanchez and Tilly Melton. And we're just a smaller crew this year, but still got the same big heart energy and going after it.
Still going after a world champ?
Oh yeah, dude. Valentina has big hopes and big plans this year. Yeah, she's trying to come out swinging and show that the juniors can shine and can rise to the occasion when it counts.
Sick, man.
Yeah.
So anything else? What's next for George and next few months here?
Probably just hit up the next national round would be Rock Creek for the Monster Power Series. And then I think it's off to Europe to start off the World Cup. Me and this guy right here.
Yeah, I work for George. All right, man. Well, good catching up. And thank you for all you do for us.
Hell yeah, brother.
All right. This is the first interview for me for 2024, and I couldn't think of anyone better, especially in the USDH realm, than Joey Palmer of Defiant Racing. Joey, I've been just walked through your pit and noticed some changes. What's going on this year? Some different stuff going on?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, Jack, we're working with SR Suntour this year for suspension, and we've been really happy with it so far from day one, riders being on the suspension. They were happy with the initial feedback. John's here doing tuning and testing with us throughout the race weekend, so we're making adjustments, and everyone seems to be liking it even more so.
Yeah.
Other than that, we're pretty much, a lot of the rest of the program is similar. We're GT bikes, deity components for all the contact points. We're on Kenda again for our tires. Industry 9 keeps us rolling fast as usual. So the rest of the program is still pretty similar. The biggest change being the suspension, and we're very happy we went with this change. It's the program, a previous suspension sponsor, we were with them for a while, so it was a welcome change.
Awesome. It's good to see you guys on something different and something that not a lot of people are on. That's pretty cool. Also, your lineup this year, you got a squad, man.
Yeah, we're welcomed Cole Sudos to the team, and Titus is back. So Titus and Cole are our 2 pros, and then in the juniors, we have Colin Borg and Chris Liebig. Looking for big things out of them this year. They've both been training. Yeah. Chris especially was hitting the gym, and he rides almost every day, so he's an animal.
He looks 10 times faster than last year. Like in a matter of 6 months, the kid is insanely quick.
Yeah, he's good. He's a good kid to boot. Yeah. Comes from his dad's an animal on race weekends too. So
absolutely,
apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
No sir.
Yeah.
No sir. Well, great, Joey. And for listeners that don't know, Defiant is basically the farm team for the guys that go over that want to keep, pursuing this and going for World Cup. So this is the stop before they get there, and Joey does a tremendous job and super dialed, and just wanted to say thank you for all you do, and thank you for sticking with it and with us. And thanks, man.
Oh, it's a pleasure. It's great to support all these riders on the USDH scene. We help anyone out we can, too. If you're a GT rider, any way we can help you, feel free to stop by the pit. SR Suntour is going to be at all the nationals this year, not offering just support for us, but for all riders on the suspension.
Nice.
It's nice to see a company coming out to support USDH and doing something for the riders.
Oh, sick. I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, they'll be at every national race this year.
Well, you heard it here, folks. Get that SR Suntour and stop by the Define pit. But thank you, Joey.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Vital MT Beers, I got SRAM's finest in the house, Evan Warner. Evan, from last year to this year, what do you think so far of the park?
I'm amazed. I'm impressed. We're super happy to be back at Windrock. We've absolutely loved coming here since, I'm thinking 2018. Yeah. We started doing some big test camps here and just fell in love with this area, the people, the culture, the riding, the whole park. And then I think most of us missed last year. The big truck was here from SRAM, but I forget. I think it may have overlapped with
you guys
Tasmania.
Were in Tasmania.
So I was super bummed last year not to come out to Windrock, but so happy to come this year. And just to roll up and see such a positive change, I mean, I love the time of year. Later in March, I'm so happy, and the bike shop and all the changes and people here are phenomenal. So we're super happy.
You've seen Aaron in the pits and stuff. I mean, what do you think looking at him now?
It's mind blowing. It definitely was absolutely. It's so cool. I think just to grasp the full scope of this place and what it has, and I think throughout its whole history, it's just been on the map and so great, and everybody's put so much hard work into this. And then to see Aaron here now, it's so cool to see the future and sort of look forward to the possibilities. But
we were just talking there, could there be a downhill?
For sure. That kind of thing. And the whole Southeast is just amazing. It's something that's sort of just grown and grown and grown. I know in North Carolina and Tennessee, and I missed that Tennessee Trial Center one, but we're kind of we got to do the same thing in Colorado, Utah, New Mexico, mountain states and stuff, but the East Coast is just absolutely dominating. And I think like you said, man, I think that's the last place we all need to work on is that area, and then we'll have a dialed United States downhill. Absolutely. Pacific Northwest is amazing.
They do well.
It's kind of an incredible scene with the U.S. stuff and Canada blowing up, and I think we can keep it going with momentum. I'm excited. I mean, even way in the future, but looking at Killington, Vermont, right before Mount St. Anne this year, and sort of man, we link some of these together, we're gonna be so happy.
Sugarloaf, right
Sugarloaf,
there.
Yeah.
So what are you up to here? I know you work with the downhill guys, but you've been doing more stuff.
We have, No, this is a great opportunity. This year we're super happy at SRAM RockShox to be partnering with the RE factory team. I should know that. And with the RE is amazing, and Gravity Collective with Corey and his program, and just a lot of the younger kids coming up through Corey Rimmer's program, the Gravity Collective.
Yeah, incredible.
It's awesome. Incredible. So we were fortunate that this weekend, March 25th and 23rd, is crazy busy. You got the Cape Epic, you got Crankworks down in Rotorua. We have an enduro camp going on over in Finale for SRAM and RockShox athletes in Europe. So it's amazing. Everything falls on one weekend. But we have a really good, solid crew here at Windrock. A little trailer works perfect. We're super happy to support these.
You're getting the e-boys.
We got a lot of the e-bike kids. I'm pumped to see those. I mean, the technology and just the setup wise, we're doing a lot of suspension setup stuff, and can be as deep or as basic, and just kind of getting to know everybody and try to set them up with a good base, and then in testing wise, running through different bracketing kind of testing and working out this feels good, this feels better. Almost you make some adjustments and you're like, we know this may not be the direction you need to go, but it's good to know what you rebound too slow, too fast. This is what too many tokens or too few tokens, air pressure. I mean, there's a lot that's going on with bikes nowadays, and I think it's just knowledge-wise, even just going back to the basics with a lot of people, it's just great. Getting in the habit of recording your settings and knowing where you are so that you don't roll up and go, I think I have 2 tokens, and you pull out and you have none, and you're like, I'm at the extreme. So it's
take notes and all that stuff.
Exactly.
I know Max Beaupre is my roommate, and he talked to you guys and you told him to make an adjustment, and he went from not being able to ride to being comfortably and shredding, and
Max is
crazy.
Incredible example of somebody with open mind who's like, hey, whatever you ask me to do or tell me to do, or point me in a direction, he's willing to go try it, give it a shot. Doesn't have preconceived notions, and just that he's really easy to work with, and Max has that energy that you're just like, it's infectious. You're like, this is so cool. You come around. But I think we're finding that with everybody here that we're working with, and I think that's a pretty cool feeling that you're not going into the season. At first I thought, oh shoot, this is getting kind of late towards the start of the season, people talking about other races, but this is a perfect race in terms of a start off season event.
It doesn't feel rushed.
Right.
I thought the same. I thought we were all going to be like, okay, here we go, we're going to run the gambit, but it really, it could be because like Aaron has this place so dialed, or everyone, but everything just feels so chill as of now. I don't know if you feel that way.
100%. No, you're right. Yeah, it's low stress and it's good. Everything's running real smooth. I mean, we're loving the weather right now. Is incredible, and the trails. I mean, Max both ways worked. All these guys work tirelessly on these trails and everything to get it up and running, and it just goes to show that preparation comes into play. But this is cool. I definitely want to continue to make this like a start off season event, and I kind of really love the schedule right now. We got a bit of time before Fort William first World Cup, and once we hit that, we're gonna be pretty nonstop. We got a little time. Yeah.
We gotta get you boys out to the range.
No, this is great.
All right, well, thank you, Evan, and thank you for all you do, and we appreciate you, bud.
Thank you, Jake.
Vital MT Beers, I'm here with Doug Sharp. Doug Sharp works for Gravity Collective, has done a lot for this community, behind the scenes, at the races, both downhill, XC. This guy is all over the place, and a good representation of the team and all we do down here. Doug, how we doing, buddy?
Doing really good. Just really excited. This is the first real weekend where the Gravity Collective will be out and racing in their new kits, new pits set up, and really get a chance to show everybody what we've been working on and idea-wise over the off-season.
So you just said Gravity, Gravity Collective. So explain that to me.
So basically, Corey Rimmer's idea for it is, our original thing for starting this team was to develop the full pathway to World Cups.
Yeah.
And when we started with the Gravity Academy, because you can't start building a pyramid like this with a pathway from the top down.
Exactly.
So we started with Gravity Academy, and it's focused on national level races, continental style races throughout the U.S.
Yeah.
And really giving the kids the experience and the preparation and really that mindset while we slowly develop them over time.
Yeah.
And then as they start to show more and more potential, the idea is to move them to the Gravity Collective when the time is appropriate for them. And so it really is the top end of the pyramid.
Okay.
And the whole goal where we'll truly feel successful is when we take one of these kids from the Gravity Collective and put them on a factory team.
That's awesome. Okay, so you're essentially like not to compare, but like a Defiant or a Pro Builds, but I think you maybe a little bit more attention towards the World Cup instead of being the best around here.
Correct. So the regional team and that's basically it. So basically from the downhill side of things, we go to downhill southeast. As a Gravity Academy rider, you have the ability to go downhill southeast and to any national level race fully supported. And the difference is we're really focusing on the development. So not only working on them trackside and things like that, but we're writing training programs, lifting programs, making sure that they have access to every tool that they can use. And it's really up to the kids to take their potential as far as they can.
Yeah.
And then if their potential carries them to the Gravity Collective, that's great.
Right. A good example would be Austin Sansucci, I guess. He came up with you guys and is now a regular at the World Cups overseas. A couple other guys as well.
Yeah. And then, like on the XC side of things, we have realistically not the World Cups aren't. I think this would kind of be the best representation. Would be World Cups for the XC starts U23, so 19 to 23. They can't race World Cups from there.
Yeah.
So we have Ezra Caudell, Colin O'Neill, and Alice Hoskins sitting in the wings, basically finishing out their 17-18 UCI career here in the U.S. Their world standings for Ezra and Colin are looking amazing.
Yeah.
And then from there, they will actually do a 2-week or 3-week European trip to go race some UCI races over there to fully prep them and be ready for the U23 World Cups.
And they grab points and stuff when they go and stuff.
100%. I think both Ezra and Colin, Ezra's ranked in the top 20 in the world.
Oh, wow.
And Colin is right there, if not in the top 20.
Jeez, man. So you guys got some hitters.
Absolutely. And this race is really unique at Tennessee Nationals because we get the new course is very similar to a World Cup course.
Yeah.
And there is another race going on in California, which Corey Rimmer's out there at with the collective team. So that's a junior series points, which carries more points.
Yep.
But our pro U23 rider, she'll be here racing Tennessee Nationals because there's no points difference between here and California.
Yeah, that makes sense. Doug, if you don't mind me, do you have a guesstimate about how many people you guys support?
So all in total, we have 24 riders in downhill.
Wow.
And then 27 riders at XC.
Oh my. I didn't realize that's over almost 50 riders.
About 50 riders. We've had the opportunity to add in some new coaches. And one of the coolest things is like Freddie Toller.
Yeah.
So he started racing downhill on our team, moved him from enduro to downhill. He fell in love with it, went through the Gravity Academy thing, and actually...
Which is a grind.
Yeah.
Nothing's being handed out here, folks. This is, you want it, you got to work for it.
And so he got the chance to go to a couple World Cups, and then with the Gravity Academy, and then from there, he's now one of our coaches, which is really cool. So he's made it to the coaching ranks.
Oh wow! I had no idea.
Yeah. Oh. So he's been doing trackside coaching all day today, and working with our younger riders. And what better way than somebody that went through this exact same pathway, knows the training that they've gone through,
knows how to flag them down, knows that they probably can't hear anything if their helmet's on. So that's cool. Stuff like that.
Absolutely.
That's awesome, man.
And on the XC side, we've added Casey Armstrong as our head coach, which unbelievable talent there, and really works well with the riders. And so we're adding coaches, sticking with the same amount of riders. Yes, we added the collective, and that's basically more of a European thing.
Yeah.
And the nice thing about it is we're seeing some of these younger riders see the new collective jerseys, pitting right here with the collective riders, and it's showing them right there and putting that bait out in front of them to show them what their hard work can get them.
Okay. Well, man, it sounds awesome, and I'm all here for it, dude. So thanks for all the hard work you do for these kids, and obviously Corey, thank you as well. And just love it all, man. Thank you for all you do.
Thanks, man.
All right, Doug.
A big shout out goes to Maxxis Tires, Jensen USA, and Fox Shocks for supporting the Inside Line. Welcome, mountain bikers.